All right, how we doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Appreciate that. We good? Everybody ready? All right, we got a big Friday obviously in front of us. We got a lot to do here in the red area. It's kind of our red area game plan day. Finish up the first, second, third down, get a good review of that. Get into some situational football here, some 2-minute drives, things like that as we prep and get ready to go and, obviously go try to execute at a high level. So should be a good day. All right, what do we got?
Seeing what the Cowboys did last night to high-powered offense give you a different set of confidence? You point that out to your players.
Yeah, no, great for them, obviously. Look, I think going into every single week, and I've been through this probably enough. Look, any given Sunday, anytime, anywhere, it doesn't, this is the NFL. There's a fine line between winning and losing, between teams that are, doing well and teams that aren't. And every single week you got to bring your best, and that's really what's great about this game. So, we're just trying to get ready for the Rams. We got a big challenge in front of us, but I think we're dialed into trying to get that done.
Why do you use Friday as a red area day?
Yeah, good question. So kind of just as you break up the day, and different coaches do it different ways. Most of the time as you build through the course of the week and try to install and game plan and put everything together, you try to get your early down stuff out of the way on Wednesday, work towards maybe third down on Thursday, and these would just be general kind of areas of the field, and then red area on Friday. Sometimes you push the red area up into Thursday if you have to, maybe a little bit of third down on Wednesday. It just depends on how much you think you can physically get done with the meeting times and practice time and all the rest of it, but just try to allot an appropriate amount of time through the course of the week. So coaches do it different ways. Sometimes they try to get first, second, and third down on Wednesday, go to red area on Thursday, like I said, and just do a total review on Friday. So that's why some of our Fridays are a little bit longer from that standpoint too, because we're just trying to make sure we get everything in as we prepare for the week. And it's also good from that standpoint to make sure that we're, just still 48 hours away from the game. We want to make sure we're still working. You don't want to shut it down too early in the week and then kind of not have an opportunity to be ready to go. So sometimes that changes with like a 1 o'clock game as opposed to like a Sunday 8 o'clock game where you have more time through the course of the weekend to just continually prepare. So just got to monitor it by the week.
Part of your 2-minute tour, or is that entirely separate?
Yeah, good question. Sometimes during the week, like if it depends on the team. So if they have a lot of concepts that they run on third down that carry over into 2-minute, that you're going to want to do that both offensively and defensively, whether it's coverage or whether it's the 2-minute drive. So some of there is carryover. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes it's just a completely different package that they may run in those situations, and you might have a different package based on that particular team's 2-minute philosophy. Some of that will play into it also, where score, run threat, timeouts, all those things tend to kind of fall into the 2-minute situation as opposed to not being in those situations in third down.
Graham Glasgow's a guy we haven't asked about, I think, in a long time.
Sure.
How have you thought he's played this year? What has he given your line, particularly with his consistency?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. He is consistent. Every single week he's in there battling. He plays a tough position. The center position is very difficult. There's a lot on that from just an overall communication standpoint, general knowledge. You're obviously the in-between the left and the right side of the offensive line with the communication and trying to make sure that everybody sees and identifies the front the same. You're obviously working with the quarterback a lot. So there's a bunch that goes into that, and sometimes it changes based on the week and what you're going to see from a defensive perspective. If it's a team that's going to run more of a, let's just call it nose guard situation or a zero technique, somebody maybe over the center, might be a team that doesn't, maybe it's a 4-down look and he doesn't have somebody directly over him. So just all affects all the different looks that he has to account for. Graham's a tough guy. He's a smart guy. He's a grinded out guy. Every single week he battles away in there. It's tough inside and then pulls himself back together and goes out and does it again. So a lot of respect for that position and him battling all the way through that. It's not easy.
It might be a tougher matchup than this week, will it?
That's always a relative conversation. There's a lot of really good guys inside that we face. It seems like we keep facing a lot of them. So a lot of really good defensive tackles in this league, and whether they line up shade or 3 technique or zero, sometimes it's just different. So these are 2 outstanding players that will play in there along with Brockers. They'll all be in there. So there's a big challenge inside, and it's guard. Like it's all the way across the board. These guys move around a lot, just like we've seen here kind of the last several weeks.
This is the My Cleats, My Cause week. Can you just explain, why you picked the charity you did for your shoes? We're going to probably get something out there a little bit later about it just in general. But,
a lot of friends in the military, especially a lot of friends in the Navy and the Navy SEALs, and just it's a cause that kind of remembers those that have fallen or gone, and kind of that brotherhood response to making sure that they take care of those left behind. So just it's a good organization to try to give the kids of those that have lost loved ones, that promise to take care of them.
What's your impression of what Dante Fowler brings to a defense? Was he ever a guy you looked at when he was coming out of college?
Yeah, at the time, yes. We did obviously do a lot of research on him. I think at the time we weren't really in a position where I was to be able to have probably a legit chance to see where he was going to be. But I would say from a skill set, I think he's just been a great addition for them. I think it's definitely something that they were looking for from an edge, speed. They have two guys with tremendous quickness and power inside, and I think he just gave another edge ability and kind of another threat, that offenses are obviously going to have to deal with. And when you're trying to figure out how you're going to handle all the different problems inside, now you have problems outside too. And I think actually it's freed up the other side. There's some good production out there too. So great speed, great job getting off, great burst off the ball. He's long. He's got a good long arm inside. He can, stab into the tackles and then work the counters off of it, push them upfield, come back underneath. Does a lot of freeze moves on the edge where he'll sit them, and then he'll also use that quickness off the ball and that explosiveness and to generate a little speed to power too, and just go down the middle and try to knock the edge of the pocket back. So just a good combination there on the edge. He's a violent, dynamic kind of guy on the edge from that standpoint.
I'm just kind of curious. How have you dealt with the losing? Because you never lost as many games ever in your NFL career. So how do you deal with that?
Well, you know what? I mean, honestly, it's just something that I look at from a standpoint of we're just trying to get better, each and every single week, and we don't dwell on it. We just got to go out and perform. And for me as the head coach, just staying consistent in our preparation and what we're doing from a process standpoint, try to help our team go out and perform better. So, I don't really try to dwell on any of that fact of it. We're trying to win. I want to win, and I know so does everybody else. And that's what this city deserves, and that's what we're trying to do. And we understand that there's a process with this, and we're trying to get better each week. And my biggest disappointment with all of it would just be, I always feel that. After we get done with games, and I look at it and say, what could I have done more to help? What should I have done more as a coach to put these guys in better position, or to play smarter, or just whatever the case may be? That's part of it. That's great about this game. It's what I love about this game is that no matter whatever the outcome is, it's, hey, what should I have done more? And I think that's what everybody does that plays it and loves it and understands that we're all trying to work together to achieve something. And, so that's really it. When those situations happen, I feel bad and horrible, and it grinds on me, but it just drives me to try to just do more or whatever I can to get us in the right spot.
I'm sure it's frustrating. Just to follow up on that, like how far away is the light at the end of the tunnel? How far do you see that as being?
We're just kind of we're day by day and week by week, so we really don't look too much long term other than that, and we're just trying to get better through that course, and then we always reevaluate again on Monday. As kind of the feedback loop of what we do. So I think if you start to project too much in certain situations down the road, then you really lose focus or concentration on task at hand. And really what's important for us is to make sure we understand task at hand, especially, we got a great team coming in.
Is it tough to kind of keep the train on the tracks knowing that you're more than likely not going to make the postseason then?
Train's rolling. There's no worry about the tracks. There's no worry about any of it. We just go forward, So, and again, to go back to your commentary too, I always tell the players like, hey, we're rolling. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. We're head down. We're just head down and grind. That's what we do. So, you just try to stay consistent, that's all it is. So no worries.
Thank you guys. Thanks, Matt.